Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature, typically a Haulover Inlet in beautiful Miami, Florida, but if you can't tell, there's a little different backdrop here, and that's because we're at Port Everglades up in Fort Lauderdale. But our first crew is working their way out. It is a rough day down here, and we've got this Insetta starting to roll and work its way out the inlet. Cap's laid into the throttles a little bit and immediately gets shut down. As soon as he laid into those throttles and sped up, Port Everglades tosses a big wave at him. He winds up smacking it dead across the bow and has to back off the throttles again. And Port Everglades really popped him on that one. But here, as you can see, it is a rough day. There are some big waves out here, and PE is absolutely firing today. This inlet is a little different than what we see at Haulover. A lot of big, heavy commercial traffic comes through this inlet, so it's got a little different layout. A lot of times we're going to see some heavier waves once they actually get out of the inlet, as to where Haulover will see things really start churning up in the inlet. They really are just two different beasts, but let's see how our captains fare as they do battle with the inlet. But unfortunately, our first captain winds up taking a loss, and that's going to bring us to the second round of our contest. And here in the second round, the boats are going to toss a crunchy Yacht Atlantique in the ring to try and see how they can fare and if they can get on the board. But man, this is going to be another rough one. Our crew is coming out slow, and they're probably going to have a tough time even trying to get this boat up on the plane, to be honest, as rough as the conditions are firing right this second. So Cap and crew are both up on the flybridge, starting to work their way out, and it looks like one of our crew members is going to try and go downstairs. This is a risky move, getting behind the captain and being out of sight when you're going out of a rough condition inlet like this really is a touchy subject for me, because if my guy goes down somewhere, Cap's never gonna see it and not gonna know anything's gone wrong or something's happened. But these conditions are absolutely brutal, and this boat is getting beat up as they try and work their way out. Now, I always wind up asking myself the same question when I see a vessel like this go out on a day like today, and that question is, where in the heck are you really going? That's that important that you decided you needed to go out the inlet and try and get this vessel somewhere else. Here's the reality. The intercoastal waterway runs through these whole waters right here. They actually could be in protected waters right now, running this boat just about anywhere north or south they want to go. Yes, it would be a little slow. Lots of no wake zones, but I mean, how fast are you really going to move in this? Unfortunately, this crew winds up taking a whooping, and they're going to take a loss here in the second round. That means PE has gone up 2-0 on the boats. Let's see if the boats can find a way to get back into this one as we move into the third round of our contest. Now, I'm not 100% sure which vessel this is. Let me know in the comments if you know the name brand on this boat, but one thing I do know, this boat feels, well, a little too small to be trying to come out and tango with the ocean on a day like today. I'm curious to see how our crew handles it. Now, sometimes a smaller vessel will have a little bit of an advantage over a bigger boat, and being that it's a little more nimble, really can time its way in between the waves a little better sometimes. But man, it is a monster day out here today, and I just don't see a world in which this crew's actually really trying to go anywhere and they're gonna actually make it. So our crew looks okay. They do make it out into some of the rougher rollers, but man, I just don't know what to think about this one. And here it is. Yep, they're gonna wind up pulling the old U-turn and coming back in and decide this is too much for them today. And unfortunately, that means they're gonna take a loss here in the third round, and the boats are gonna go down 3-0, and this one's gonna end early. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.